Hello, this is Meg Markley. I'm the Director of Administrative and Technical Services for EMSDC, and I'm also managing the Super Matchmaker project. The Matchmaker will be January 26th from 1 to 5, and scheduling has opened yesterday, so you can start planning your meetings. I'd like to thank our sponsors, CDI Printing and Parks Casino. Thanks to them, we're able to offer free matchmaking for MBEs and buyers. You should all be able to see my screen. This will take about 10 minutes and you can ask questions throughout. We'll also have a Q&A at the end. So with that, I will go ahead and get started. So you want to bookmark this website, emsdcsupermatchmaker.org. That's where you can register, log in, find any details about matchmaking. And when you log in, it should take you to the screen, and this is your dashboard. If you want to make any changes to your profile, you'd go up to the upper right. There's an edit profile here. This is my test buyer account, so if you're a supplier, it may look a little bit different. You can change things like industry, contact information, etc. Also up here in the upper right, you'll see a bell. This is the notification center. You can view more to see all of your notifications. And if you click on notification settings, you can choose if you'd like to get these Let's Connect messages through the in-app. Those are always enabled if you'd like to get email notifications or if you'd like to get text messages. Same with the meeting updates. If there's any changes to your schedule, if something got canceled, you may want to set up an email and a text alert for that, and as well as if you get a meeting request. The opportunities section is where you provide the products and services you're looking to sell or buy. Since I'm logged in as a test buyer in the construction industry, I'm detailing for plumbing. All right, I'm going to stop there and see if there's any questions. Can there be more than one person from a meeting from one side? Yes. So if you're participating in the same meetings, only one person has to register, and then you can share your magic link or your login information. If I have more than one meeting scheduled at a time, can I hand over a meeting to the colleague? No, they would need to have their own profile. Only one person can meet at a time. All right, I will go ahead and proceed then. So I would definitely recommend adding any descriptions to your products and services here. You can also upload files, which can help people understand more about your products and services, and that's also in the upper right hand, upload files. The inbox is where you can see Let's Connect messages. These are just email messages. They're different from meeting requests, which are found in the next two tabs. This is where if you got any meeting notifications, they would appear. And the requests sent would also appear here, and this is where you would go to manage them. The directory shows everybody that's registered for the event. You can filter it by if you only want to see NMSDC certified MBEs, if you want to see other suppliers that are participating, if you only want to see the buyers, things like that. So if you're looking for an MBE, but you only want ones that are, say, Black, for example, and then that'll filter it down to 80 results. You can either also export these if you'd like, add to favorites, view their profile, send them a Let's Connect message, and things like that. The Matches tab is set up the same way, except with the matches, you're able to request meetings. If you noticed before in the directory, that option was not there, but it is on the matches. The system sets you up so that you only match with people that provide or supply the products or services that you're looking for. And you can filter it the same way. And you can also search specifically for somebody. So I'll go ahead and request a meeting with my test supplier account. And these are all the times that are available. I did put a block on my schedule as an example from 2:15, so the system won't let you select any of the times where there's scheduled breaks. We went ahead and sent the meeting request. And now if you go back to the notification center, you can see where that was requested. And this is my test supplier account. So I can see the request that I just sent from my buyer account to my supplier account. Go to view request. And this is the time that was suggested by the buyer, and that works for me. So I'll go ahead and click on it and accept. And then the buyer should go ahead and get a notification that it was accepted. Moving on to the schedule tab that I mentioned. You can now see the meeting here. Now that it's been accepted, only accepted meetings show up on your schedule. And you can add it to your calendar, Google, Outlook. But if there's any changes made to your schedule here, they won't be reflected in your personal calendar. So something to be mindful of. And this is where you would join the meeting on this join virtual room. It doesn't open until 10 minutes before, but once it does, you'll be able to click on it and join. And we do have surveys that you can take after each meeting so that we know how productive the meeting was. The other party won't be able to see your results. It's just for us to know, and you can also go back and revisit your survey results so that you can see how effective the meetings were. All right, does anybody have any questions on, let's see, the matches, directory, scheduling? Currently 5 results populating in the meeting maker page. If you're talking about the matches page, you may need to add more products and services to the opportunities tab, add more descriptions. You can upload files. That also affects the chances you have to match with people. But and there are over 50 buyers, so it just depends on what your products and services are. In that case, would I have to reschedule the meeting? Not sure exactly what case, but good point. If you do need to reschedule a meeting, you'd have to cancel the meeting and send a different request. I have sent requests, but I have not received a response. Does that mean the buyer has not accepted my request? You should get a notification if the buyer accepts or declines your request. The scheduling only opened yesterday, so it may take them some more time to go through and review, especially if they're getting multiple meeting requests for the same time. Can more than one buyer request the same slot? Yes, and then you'll have to decide who you want to meet with and suggest a different time. I tried to schedule a meeting yesterday, but none of the companies I selected were available. All right, if you want to send me an email, then we can try to get that taken care of. They may have full schedules already, so we'll have to take that one by one. All right, now I'll go to the chat and see if I missed anything there. How do I schedule a meeting? I only see the Let's Connect options. So you may be in your directory instead of the Matches tab. Under the Matches, you should see the meeting requests. Sorry, request meeting button. You have a list of participating suppliers to understand which categories will be of interest. So if you go to the directory tab, this is where you can see all the suppliers if you wanted to filter by NMSDC certified MBEs and then export results. Or if you wanted the entire spreadsheet, just send me an email and I'd be glad to help. How do I get a meeting with a company that is not in my matches? So the way the system's set up to get the most productive meetings, you only match with people whose products and services you provide. You can always send them a Let's Connect message and see if they'd like to meet externally, or if they would like to meet through the platform, then you can send me an email and I can get that fixed on the back end. We upload materials like videos and capability statements. So if you go to the upper right and upload files, you can upload PDF brochures, your logo, and profile pictures. We do not have a place specifically for video links. We have a field for the website. That is a good idea. And moving forward, I think we can add that as a new field. There's a gray box on the screen that doesn't let us see the screen. Sorry, that's probably the chat box. Let me see if I can make it a little smaller. And I'm just gonna go ahead and unmute everybody. That might make it easier.
Yes, hello.
Hello.
Yes, I'm new to this procedure. I filled out all the information in terms of setting up the matchmaker, but I haven't received any requests for meetings.
Have you sent any requests?
I thought I did.
And are you participating as a buyer or a supplier?
Supplier.
Okay. Seems like the suppliers are a little bit more on the ball at sending the meeting requests.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to go ahead and send some to some of the buyers that you match with, would be best. We only opened scheduling yesterday, so just hang tight and you might get some meeting requests from buyers.
Okay, I'll keep my fingers crossed.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Okay, have all the boxes gone away? All right, well, I showed you how to schedule the meetings, but since we can't join the virtual rooms yet, I have a video where I can show you how to participate in the meeting. So I'll go ahead and play that.
To access your virtual meeting, select Schedule and click on View and Update My Schedule. Once selected, look for the meeting that you'd like to join. Once you have found the meeting, select Join Virtual Room. At this time, you will need to test your internet connection, web camera, and a microphone just to ensure that everything is working correctly before entering the meeting. Once everything has been tested, click on Join the Meeting. Once you have selected Join the Meeting, to share your screen, go to the top-hand toolbox and click Share My Screen. Select your entire screen and share, and you'll be all set. There are two ways to invite your colleague to the virtual meeting. First, you will need to share your credentials with your colleague. Secondly, log into your profile. Once logged in, go to Schedule and click View and Update My Schedule. Look for the meeting that you'd like to join and have your colleague follow the same process as you, since the platform allows you to connect from different services at the same time. The second option is to use the magic link. To access the magic link, click on Invite to this meeting, and once selected, you can either copy and paste the magic link, or you can type in the participant's name or phone number and send to the email or send SMS.
Okay, are there any questions on meetings? You can go ahead and put them in the chat, Q&A, or just ask. All right, I'll try to get rid of these gray boxes.
Hello, I have a question.
Sure.
During the meetings, are you able to share videos or
Yes.
share your screen?
Yes.
And how would you do that?
Let me see if I can rewind this a bit.
The second option is to use the magic link.
Okay, so if you can see towards the top, there's 4 blue text things, and one of them's share my screen.
Okay, do you share your screen? Will it give you the option to share it as a whole or from the browser?
I'm not sure exactly what the options are there, but let me follow up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And each session is only about 15 minutes?
Yes, 13 minutes with a 2-minute break. I'm sorry, that's not very much time, but it's more of a sort of meet and greet, and hopefully you can schedule a follow-up meeting that'll be longer.
Okay, so you definitely got to get your elevator pitch on.
Yep. And I also wanted to point out these other options while I'm in here too. The join by phone, in case you're having any technical difficulties, you can contact support, or if you click join by phone, it'll give you a dial-in number where you can connect with audio. But most importantly, be sure you test your hardware before. And if you run into any issues, my business matches can work with you to see if they can get that resolved. You may want to have a cell phone nearby. You can also join through the cell phone, either through the website or dial in.
Can you have multiple PCs linked to the same magic link? Like
Yes,
just in case?
say you wanted to participate with a colleague, they can use your same magic link, or they can log in as you and join from a different PC. Or if you wanted to have 2 devices up, that's perfectly fine.
Okay, thank you.
If a buyer has not accepted a meeting invite by January 26th, should we assume that they will not be joining the meeting? Most likely, but I'll be following up, asking buyers and suppliers to respond to their meeting requests within 48 hours. But buyers and suppliers, they're able to register up until the day of. So keep checking your matches. There may be new buyers that appear as well. And does the buyer need to accept to generate a magic link? So the magic link is specific to your dashboard, not to each meeting. So no, the buyer does not need to accept. Is Firefox a suitable browser? Yes, it is. 3 people from my company are registered. Can we meet with the same buyer at the same time? Or do we all need to be logged in from the same account? So they can all meet with the same buyer at the same time, but they would all need to be logged in with the same account or the same magic link. If 3 different people registered from your company, you wouldn't all be able to schedule a meeting with the buyer at the same time, since it prohibits you from having more than 1 meeting at a time. Answered the question.
Meg, it looks like there is a invite participant option on the link. Do you think that would work to invite additional people on the call?
Yes, that's another way where you can invite a colleague to the meeting. I think that's probably better if they only want to attend one of the meetings. But if they're going to be participating in all the meetings with you, it's probably easier if they have your login information or the magic link.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I have some tips that Sandy Schrauger from PPL suggested for suppliers. Be sure to know your elevator pitch. Like I said, the meetings are only 13 minutes, so get as much in there as you can. Research the company you're going to meet with, understand their industry, be very specific about how your goods and services can be beneficial, be open to subcontracting opportunities, have your capability statement and diverse certificate ready to share, and be sure to ask for their contact information and next steps. So you'll continue to have access to the My Business Matches platform throughout, but it doesn't show you the other person's email address or phone number. So be sure to ask them for that so that you can connect externally. And I also have some tips for the buyers. Be sure to share your procurement process, know your vision and values and how supplier diversity supports your goals. Know what your company may be looking to source in the future. Be willing to make connections and share next steps and set expectations. If anybody has anything to add to that list to help the other suppliers or buyers on the line, that'd be appreciated. Okay, at the last Matchmaker event, there was some lag in getting from one meeting to the next. So let me go ahead and show that. So everything will be done from your schedule. So if I only have the one meeting on my schedule right now, but whenever your schedule fills up, be sure to
Can
just
you move the black box? There's a black
sorry
box
about
showing.
that.
Thanks.
Be sure to just have your schedule open, and then you can join the virtual rooms. I know it's especially hard with buyers that are going to have back-to-back meetings. So any suppliers on the line, please be patient with the system as it does take a minute to navigate. We do build in 2-minute breaks, but they can still stay in with their previous meeting as long as they want. Another good suggestion is why do you see a fit with my company for the suppliers who request a meeting with a corporation? Yeah, some good tips for things to ask. Why do you see a fit? Also, a suggestion from a supplier, ask the corporate members what spending projects are coming up so that you can provide input. Thank you. Please repeat, where is the Share Magic link tab? So it should be in your confirmation email. You'll have a magic link. Then also whenever you're in a meeting, you'll see the option to share your magic link. But I believe it's called invite participant to meeting. All right, any other questions?
Those were some great questions in the chat. Is there a way to copy the chat notes so that I can add those to my questions?
So if you go to the chat, there should be 3 dots where you can click on it and save chat. And I'll also be sending out a recording to this as well.
Okay, I don't see the 3 dots.
This chat, because you're using webinar, doesn't have that 3-dot
Okay.
feature. So you can go inside the chat and select all with Control A, and then copy with Control C, and then go somewhere to a document and paste it with Control P.
So sorry, say it one more time.
Control A is to select all. So once you click inside the chat, hold down the
Okay.
Control button and the A button, and you'll see everything to get highlighted.
Okay,
Then you
thank
copy it with the Control C, and then go to a Word document or email, and then click your cursor in there and paste it with Control V.
Thank you.
We'll also
That was
include
awesome.
the chat with the follow-up email. All right, any other tips for success anybody wants to share? Last minute questions?
Thank you. This was a great training. I really appreciate it.
Oh,
Yeah,
thanks,
very-
you're welcome. Glad you were able to join, and hopefully everything goes well for you next week. Just remember to test your device. There's buttons to do that everywhere, all throughout the portal. So yes, it does work with Firefox. That was one of the questions, and all these other browsers. Another tip is to restart your computer right before one. I always do that before any Zooms or webinars or anything that takes up a lot of bandwidth. All
Thank
right,
you.
well, thank you so much. You all have my email address if any other questions come up, and I'll be sending out the recording, chat, and anything else you may need shortly. Thanks so much.